Hello again everyone, and welcome back to the third and final installment of our Suncatcher series. Today we're going to be putting in the agate slice. We're going to make the tree, including the fluorite, and finish it all off, and we'll do the chain as well because that won't take very long at all. I'm just going to take you through making a couple of pieces because I have some ready made. So let's get right into it. I have pre-cut here 16 pieces of 30 inches of 28 gauge wire. This is going to be used to be doing our tree and attaching. I'm going to attach a couple with you and then do the rest off of screen because it's very long and it's going to be far easier and quicker if I do the rest off screen. So let's get cracking. I'm going to take one piece of my wire. The way I got my measurements of 30 inches was... I'm getting all tangled now. The way I got my measurement was I took my reel, I measured about... I measured past my hoop and plenty of playroom, and then I doubled it, so I ended up with 30 inches, which was quite funny, but that's what you want to do. And now we're going to come to the bottom, and I'm going to come either side of this middle wire with my 28 gauge, like that. Let me see. I'm just going to pull them both up so I end up in the middle like that. I'm going to wrap the top 3 times and then the bottom 3 times. And then to keep that out of my way, I'm just going to pull them both back. Okay, I'm going to do this with all the pieces. I'm going to do another one with you. Grab another wire. Come up here. Either side. Grab both and pull them up. And wrap the top and bottom 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and the bottom 1, 2, 3, and pull it back. And you're going to attach all of these pieces in the same way. I am back and I have added all 16 pieces, and as you can see I can still move these around to get them in the best position for our agate slice. I've got a few different options here. I've decided this one is going to be the easiest to wrap, so I'm sending this in the giveaway. So that will be to make the project even easier. And then it became out of these two, and I decided I wanted to wrap this one because it looked like a little abstract hill when I put it in the frame, which was nice, and that's what I'm going to work with. So my tree will sit up here in the centre-ish. So now what we want to do is work on attaching our slice. So this is going to stay out now so we can keep an eye on it. So what we want to do is bring all the come to the side, and all the wires on the top you want facing this way, all the wires on the bottom you want facing this way. There we are. Now you have them separated. You want them just to spread evenly along here, and just start just twisting random ones together. That's what I do anyway. So we'll just start twisting at the top here. And for the other side, I'm simply just going to match it up. Now we can come in and see what we need to do to fit. Oh, helps if I go the right side. See what we need to do to fit in our slice. So I want to start one side at a time, so I know, so I can just match it up on the other side if I just do one side at a time. So I want to, this one wants to come up here, probably attach with this one. These two can attach. This one can come over here and probably attach to there. So I'm going to start at this side. And there you can see that's going to grasp our stone nicely, so I just need to copy it on the other side. There we go. And now I'm going to secure it either side. I'm going to start with the tallest end. Careful of the other wires. Where did they come from? Like so. Then the other side. Like that. Lovely. I'm going to have them meet in the middle. Just a bit more, because I want them to meet. I don't want them to move. I'm going to bend them. And I'm going to have them meet in the middle. Like that. There we go. And this is where you can get creative with your tree. Now I'm going to start splaying my branches. As you can see, in these two trees you can really do anything with your trees. You can make them look as symmetrical or asymmetrical as you like. So I have 1, 2, 3. At the moment I have a nice play going on, so I'm happy to change this into 3 directions. And once again, this is very much a decorate as you go process, so I will probably speed up what I'm doing here. I'll do a couple with you just so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just filling this up with my fluorite for the leaves of the tree. So let's start with a couple of lower down branches. Let's separate it off a little bit. Let's have that one. And I'll separate these off like this, so we'll have, oh sorry, I haven't been centered this time, so we'll have like there. Yeah, this is nice. So I'll do one single one and one where I put it into 2, just to show you that you can do that. Just to show you that just because you have all these wires, you don't have to fill every individual wire up so your tree's over full. So I'm just going to thread on a couple of fluorite pieces quite randomly. I've just got a pile here and I'm just going to go through and pick up whatever lands on my wire. You can see here I need a little bit more length. That's about right. And here, when it comes to attaching, you just want to attach it in the best place, really. You don't want to be too fussy in where you're attaching. For me right now, I'm going to go in the middle here. That seems like a good option. So I'll come up here. And I'll just attach it right there. Just need to pull this wire apart a little bit. Oh shoot. It would need to be a little bit less than that, but there we go. It's made a space nonetheless. So just come down here and pull it nice and quite tight. Just come up a couple of times. So you want to wrap it and anchor it about 3 times. And maybe 4, depending on how secure you feel in the wrapping itself. I love that I'll have a nice sunny day here because you can see the sun glistening off of this already. And what I like to do to make it a little bit extra secure is where I'm coming out of here. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to wrap it around the top here a few times. And that just gives me a little extra anchor. Here, just a couple of times, nice and tight, and come in close, but careful of your main wire and snip it off. Tuck any nasty ends away, and keep going. I'm going to wrap this around here and then just twist this a couple of times just to separate it off a little bit. And then I'm going to do what I said and do the 2 for 1 to show you how I do that, and then I will fill in the rest of the tree because it is much the same and it's literally stringing and attaching. So first of all, make your 2 ends the same length to make things easier for yourself. And then you just go ahead, grab your beads and thread them on. Bring it in, and that makes this a lovely curvy one. Actually, maybe a bit too much, just take one off. There we are, lovely. And the same thing, attach it wherever's best. So I'm going to go one on the outside, one wire of these 2 on the outside and one in the middle, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last time but with the 1 wire. And I'll show you. And then the middle one. Oops. And then when you have wrapped the 2 around there, just grab them both together and do what we did with the other wire but with both for that extra anchor. And just come in close. Snip. Being careful of your other wires. Tuck away your nasties. And do that with all the bushes or all the branches in a random order, you know, however you see fit. and I will be back when I've done mine. Here we go then. I have filled in my tree. I'm basically finished, unless you wanted, because this will go on the suction cup that I have, so I could just leave it there if I wanted. I could add more decorations around here if I wanted. I could add some sparkles like this. I will show you quickly how to do a chain like this. I have lots here, so I don't really need to make any more. I have some 18 gauge here. I'm going to cut about 2.5 centimeters. Let's get a tape measure and I'll show you. There we go. So we want 2.5 centimeters. Get our loop makers. Actually, round nose pliers. Let's do it with those. Judge it, or pre-mark your ways. I have a couple of marks on here. Your makers. One way. Come back here to the same mark and do it the other way. And there's that one. And for the loop makers, same again. Just take 2 centimeters. Use the smallest loop. One way. Come to the other end. And go the other way. And there's another lovely little S-shaped hook. Oh, if I can get it off there. And then it's a little bit bendy. So you can just flatten it out. And you make a chain. You can make loads of them at once, so you don't have to keep making them. And then to make the hook was nice and simple. If you take 8 centimeters of this, yeah, bend it in half, squish it at the nose to really bring it together, and you can make this hook any size. I'm just showing you how to make a basic hook. Turn your nose up and then curl around and make a loop on the other side for attaching. And so if you want to make bigger hooks or smaller hooks, do the same thing. More wire, less wire. But I hope you will join me for future projects. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, this will be included in the giveaway, and I'll be doing an update on that shortly to just go over what's included up till this point. We've done quite well actually, and we've still got to add to it yet, so because we're not at 500 subscribers, so we can keep adding. And thanks for joining me. Bye.